Why are people evil? To understand this, we must first understand the answers to a few questions. What are people? People are evolved beings who have overcome their status as instinctive animals by aligning with the value system of the society in which they were raised. Usually, this value system is learned from parents, later from teachers, and passed on to children. What are instinctive animals? Instinctive animals are animals that rely heavily on their main instincts. Their whole existence revolves around these instincts. In principle, there are two primary main instincts. The first instinct is survival. With it, we are born. It is the basis of everything we do, breathe, eat, and so on. The second instinct is that of reproduction, that of the perpetuation of the species. It develops in us later when our body reaches the minimum of maturity for reproduction. We will talk a little about the first instinct, the survival instinct. If two babies have only one bottle, they will not split it in half. Each one of them will want that bottle for themselves, and they will take it from each other. The reason behind it is simple to understand: hunger. Through this sensation, our body tells us that we must feed it, that we must feed ourselves. Hunger is one of the hardest and most dangerous sensations at the same time and among the most visible related to the survival instinct. This instinct is later combated with the value system. If you have a well-defined but also balanced value system, it is much easier to work with primary and secondary instincts. For example, two adults with a well-defined but balanced system of values will learn to share a single loaf of bread even if they are still hungry. They will know that by sharing, they will both survive. From the value system, we learn to overwrite the subconscious so that we will develop secondary instincts. We acquire them, we learn them, we develop them, and sometimes they can be stronger than the primary instincts. All feelings develop around both primary and secondary instincts. Those related to primary instincts are usually the strongest. Attraction, love, which is linked to the instinct of reproduction, and then the strongest, developed in everyone, is selfishness. Without exception, all people are selfish. Don't be upset when you read this. Calm down and be patient until the end. It took me 3 weeks and 2 contradictory discussions to understand what this phrase refers to. What do we mean we are all selfish? What does selfishness mean? Everything that makes us feel good, gives us a feeling of well-being, causes us pleasure. Why? Because it is about the sensation of pleasure applied to one's own person. Whatever the basis of this pleasure, the fact that I feel good, I enjoy it if I help someone. I feel good when I listen to a song that I like. I feel good when people worship and envy me. I feel good when I have a lot of money. In common, the key words, I feel good, is just an action that causes pleasure to oneself. That action is selfishness. Usually when we hear this word, it automatically leads us to think of something wrong, something bad. But there are two kinds of selfishness. The harmful for society, negative selfishness. The beneficial for society, positive selfishness. The one harmful to society comes with feelings and actions meant to nurture personal pleasure. Example, greed, desire for undeserved assertion, indifference to the suffering of others, even if I am the reason behind the suffering, and so on. I feel good when I come forward regardless of assuming the merits of another person. I feel good when I overtake one in traffic, even if he has to brake. I feel good when I have as much money as possible, no matter how I get it from those around me, through theft, deception, and so on. The one beneficial for society, even if they nurture personal pleasure, impacts those around them in a positive way. Example, altruism, self-help, team spirit. I feel good when I help all my teammates so that we have the strongest team. I feel good when I help those around me to have a better and more beautiful society. I feel good when I share a piece of bread with a needy person because I know what hunger means. Why is it very important for the value system to be as well defined and balanced as possible? Because it helps to maintain this balance between serving the people around us and serving one's own person. Balance is very important. When this system of values is not balanced, Negative selfishness begins to predominate so that society will have a much too low value compared to its own person. Why are people evil? People are not evil, they are just insensitive to other people, developing too much of that negative selfishness, choosing their pleasure regardless of the suffering caused to others. Thank you for watching. If you liked our video, leave a comment and be sure to hit the like and subscribe. Your support makes a huge difference for us. And remember, the soul of intelligence is understanding.